I suppose it's been a mixture of shows, like, since the beginning. We used to have a much larger gallery space, and then we've done a couple of things off-site as well. So we a mixture of kind of like student group shows to kind of more curated shows with more established artists to like solo exhibitions. I kind of want to gear the gallery more towards emerging artists. So those kind of in the younger stages of their career, just because there's not really a gallery kind of dedicated to that in this city anyway. So yeah, I applied for Arts Council funding last year, and I got it for the year to kind of put together a couple of exhibitions kind of focusing on younger emerging artists.
Yeah, so we are just trying to find a way of combining, quite disparate practices. Some practices concerned with, a fairly formal construction, and others, I think, drawn from the outside and things brought in. So we're just trying to find a way to be in the gallery to begin, and then we're going to go down to the southwest of Ireland to a very particular place that's the end of the world, really, and or the beginning of the world, and we're going to spend a concentrated time there. So when we come back, we're going to try and do something together then. So in a way, we've tried to bookend the project with two moments of making it public, one before we go and one after we've come back. I don't think in this work we're not trying to predict what might happen, or we're not trying to predict what we might see. We're just trying to find a way of being together in a space before we go to live together in a space in a very particular context. So actually I haven't been to this place in Ireland either, so I think it's a new thing for all of us. So that'll be interesting, I think. And I think, it's an interesting question about whether any of this work will remain when we come back, or whether we have one new thing to do or several new things to do. But I think that's the risk, but I don't think there's any risk. The risk is that you don't do it. That's all. So I think this is a good thing, and I think it's a particular thing, and I think that's maybe what's really good about the project is something particular happening. So looking forward to that, and also, so I think what I'm being here is the master chauffeur, and I think that's a good role for a master. But also the guys have been staying in different places and with different people, so it just gives them a little bit of a snapshot and a way of finding their way back in the future.
But I think it's also that the people who do insist that they come with their own work. It's not that you just come and hang it up somewhere and walk out, but it's a question of how you hang it. And even a very simple thing like that, how do you hang this work within the context of the other works? And how do you interact with the other people as you're hanging? And what effect does your works, which hang and which were maybe like half a year old or whatever, how do they function within the context of the other things? So it is not. I think that we have to be a bit careful. I think it's a very good point that you bring up. We have to be careful that this way of working does not suit one type of art practice more than another type of art practice. The main thing. The main thing is the point about interaction. But you can interact as you're setting up an exhibition in the same way that you can interact with the other as you're making works at the same time. As a young artist, you have to accept the artist which you get, sort of master artist which you get, and you get appointed to a space, and you accept the space, and it is meant. It's a good point. It's meant from that time on that the space is also one other sort of element in this whole equation. So that the space works with you or against you, like the other artists work with you and against you. Yeah. So that the space is part of the interactive process.